Good morning, welcome to the Gambling Gardeners. I'm Stan. Ron is out doing some planning today, so I got to get the bees ready for winter. I'm gonna build some feeding boards that we can go ahead and put some feeding jars on top. Maybe in the spring, use some pollen patties just to get these guys build up, get their food stored up for winter, so they'll make it through winter. Last year they didn't have enough food, lost a whole hive last year, so I want to make sure this year we get them enough food. So I'm going to start feeding them now with some sugar water, 1-to-1, put a little additive in it, hopefully strengthen them up for the winter. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to rip this plywood down 19 7/8, and then I'm going to put like 3 holes in it that the jars will sit on, and then 1 for some pollen patties, which is a nice little addition to it. I've seen this done a few times on YouTube for other people that are keeping bees, and everybody's got a different way to doing it, and I've looked at all of them, and I feel like this one is probably going to be the best one that I want to use for it. One of the reasons is you don't have to open up the hive. You know, sometimes you got the feeder one that sits in there, you got to take it off and disturb the bees, and they want to come out. This one, I'm going to put some screen on it, and we'll be able to set the jars on top. That way we won't really disturb the bees or really have to open up the hive at all with the way it's going to feed from the top. So I got this set now. I got my table saw all set up. So let's go ahead and get this going. All right, so we got that cut down to 19 7/8, and now we're going to cut the 16 1/4 on it. So this will fit over your standard beehive. Shouldn't have any problems. And then we'll go ahead and cut our holes in. I like to, when I'll measure it, make sure that we're measuring to the inside of the blade, your 16 1/4. That way you're going to get your full length. If you go to the center of your blade, then you're going to be less than 16 1/4. So you want to make sure you line your blade up exactly with 16 1/4 to the, I guess what you would call the inside of the blade on this side. So we're at 16 1/4. So that way when we cut, we actually have a whole 16 1/4. If you were to put it in the center, then you're going to get a little less than 16 1/4. So let's go ahead and get this cut. One last check. Looks great. I like to check the front and the back because sometimes these always don't lock in, a little off sometimes. So I like to check it both. That way you get a nice square cut. Looks good. Let's go ahead and get it cut. All right, so we're going to go ahead and cut our 3-inch holes in here for our jars to sit in here. And then we'll also cut like I said, we'll cut a rectangular slot for some pollen in here. Let's see, we'll make that, if we go center, say 4 inches of center, and then go, it wouldn't be too big. How big do we want to make this? Probably make it 3 inches. So we'll go 1.5 inches each way. So we'll go 4 inches of center, 1.5 inches each way. Yeah, that's good enough. So we'll cut it this way and this way. Let's see, how long will we make it? We'll make it 6 inches. So we'll go 3 inches this way, 3 inches that way. And I'll square that up and we'll go ahead and get these drilled. All right, we're gonna go ahead and drill our holes in here for the jar. I felt like it was a better idea to probably go ahead and just clamp this to the thing. These clips work great, so we'll go ahead and drill this hole out and drill this hole out, and we'll get our holes in it. Make sure we're not drilling through the table saw. All right, we got our first hole drilled. Let's go ahead and get the second hole drilled in here, and then we'll go ahead and cut out for our pollen cakes. All right, we got our second hole done. Let's go ahead and we'll finish marking out for our where we're going to put our pollen patties, and we'll go ahead and get that cut out. All right now we're gonna go ahead and use my jigsaw, go ahead and cut this hole out real quick, and then we'll be ready to put the screening on. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the screen out of this, and I'm gonna go ahead and cover these holes. They'll allow the jar to sit down inside here, recess, so the bees can come up, have enough room to get the sugar water, And I'm gonna staple some screen over top of this, and this should work out well for the bees. So let's go ahead and get this cut up. This is aluminum screen, so it'll hold up. It'll be able to hold the weight of the jar. And I'll go ahead and trim this up better. I'm just trying to get this out of here for now. We'll trim the sharp edges off of it using some tin snips. So we'll just take this and put it like this, but we'll do the round ones first, see if I can get 2 pieces out of one maybe. I'm gonna flip this over because there's probably some rough cuts on the other side, and I would rather the bees don't have any situation where causing any problems with them. Yeah, this isn't too bad. So this will be our top, and the jars will sit down in here. All right, here we go. We're going to go ahead and get started with putting these feeder trays that I built this morning into these beehives. This is going to be an interesting, I don't know, this is going to be busy. I got to get my suit on. We'll get suited up and we'll get going here. This is going to be quite interesting today. These bees are hungry. They're a little bit angry. All the stuff that goes along with them not being very polite today. So we're going to do everything we can to try to keep them happy. Get this smoker going. These guys already cleared out, so that's pretty nice. I have to worry about that. I guess I don't need my smoker. I guess they got the hint. But we'll go ahead and get it going anyways, just in case, because I know we're going to need it for the other one over there. So we'll just throw a little bit of pine straw in here. I've been stung way too many times lately, so I'm gonna go ahead and put these gloves on. Like I said, it hasn't been fun lately getting stung, so we'll take this queen excluder off. We don't need it anymore this year. Probably what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out any empty hives there are. Yeah, these guys are not doing much. They look good though. Let me see what the queen's up to. See what kind of job she's doing still. See if there's anything stored up in here. Yeah, everything's looking pretty empty in here. Let's see if there's any brood of any sort in here. Let's see if we get lucky and see the queen. Oh, there's nothing in here. She's not doing much if there's anything anywhere. This hive has been a struggle all year. I mean, it really has. It hasn't really done anything. I mean, if the queen's not in here, you probably have tried to at least maybe make another one. We'll see. Okay, there's a little bit of brood in here. Very little, if any at all. Just checking to see if you see the queen. She does have a blue dot on her. Nothing going on in here. Don't see really any larvae. Hardly any brood. No beetles or anything in here. I mean, it's all in all, the hive looks healthy. Oh, there's the queen right there. There she is, right there. See her? She's right there. So we got her queen. Doesn't look that healthy. She's not doing much, but she is in here. So we'll let it go, put it back together. We'll get them fed and hopefully she can make it through the winter. So let's close this back up. It's good to see the queen. Put this beautiful little board that I made on here, this feeder board. Take that excluder off. I'll be able to get up there and eat when I set those jars on there. And like I said, we're gonna use this one for our feeder. I'll set this on here. I'm just gonna pull these out. Nothing happened in those. These bees if there's any on these, and we'll just take these and store them for the winter. Get any bees off of these that are on here, I mean, usually if they're gonna do anything, it's here in the middle and there's nothing, so. We'll just leave these out here for a little bit. Go ahead and let them find their way out of here. And like I said, we'll use this get them to move out of there eventually. All right, that's that one. Let's go tackle this one. Not too sure about this one, guys. This one might not be so fun. All right, this one's gonna be a little more challenging for sure. Let's see what's going on in here. This one's gonna be a little different because this one's still pretty active, pretty full. Let's take a look inside here and see what we got. See what these bees are doing. Yeah, that's pretty empty too. I mean, so I'm gonna do the same thing. I'll take this off of here, but this one I'm gonna totally take out. So we'll set this one off to the side. We'll let these bees kind of empty out of here. So what we're doing is we're just winterizing. These guys, these ladies, I should say, are gonna need some food to get through the winter. And there's nothing out there right now. So it's time to get them set up, start feeding. Probably not gonna get any honey out of these. So, you know, sometimes this, you know, in the fall, that's why I'm a little bit hesitant to pull this off, but you know, I don't think we're going to get anything else out of it this year. So yeah, that's pretty light. It's a little bit of honey in there. So there's this little opening down here that they can fit through. So I'm going to try to loosen this up and slide it back so they're not coming out of there. And then we'll put this other feeder on here. That's the goal. So what they'll do is I'll just set this down here and they'll find their way into where the queen is. I'm just gonna set this on the ground. This is, you know, kind of full of bees, but I'll take it in the garage, see if there's any honey in it, but I doubt that there's anything in it. So I'm just gonna, yeah, this is a lot lighter than it was the last time I was in here. So we're just gonna set this down here like this. Let these guys make their way back to the queen. I'm not gonna really mess around with these too much. I don't, these guys and myself, we don't get along too well. So we're gonna keep it to where we're still okay with what's going on here. So I'm not going to mess around with them too much. I'm going to smoke them down, get this off, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to get my feeders, bring them out here, get them on here, and then let these guys enjoy their winter. All right, we're going to get this queen excluder off of here. Let's make sure she's not on here. Doesn't look like she is. This is my board. Put this puppy on here. All right, we got their food. We'll put these in, then we'll put the lid on, and hopefully you see how this works. I turn these upside down. It's gonna come out and then it stops. We're just gonna set it in here, and they are gonna be so happy that they finally got some food. Go ahead and put this lid on, and what's great about this is I don't have to get in here and disturb them anymore. I can just come back and check this every, you know, it's easy to check because all I gotta do is pull this off. So, I mean, this is awesome. We'll come back and check on it in maybe a week or so. Same thing with this one. We'll go ahead and put this on. I got another one in there, but we just made this and it's still pretty warm. So I don't trust these guys at all. Gloves on. Last 2 times I've gotten stung in the hands for some reason. I don't know why. Go ahead and get this on here. They will all get in there real quick once they figure out that that's where the food is. Plus the queen's in there. So we will let these guys figure that out. Get these out of here and set them up front. So they are. And then the rest of the stuff we're just going to take and stick in the garage for wintertime storage. Clean some of it up. Make sure it's ready for spring. And get some honey again next season. That's what the hope is, right? Got my hive tool over here. There's probably a little bit of honey in these ones over here. What I should have done is probably shook them out. I'm gonna go around the front of this. There's all kinds of ants over here. That's probably where I got into them. So we're just gonna pull these out. We're just gonna set them over here. Let these guys just kind of empty out of here and let them enjoy their winter. That's the plan anyways. They'll eventually get into a little bit here. Yeah, see, they're eating it. They're getting hungry. They're hungry for some food. So we'll get them fed. They're cleaning these out, looking for some more. So we'll give them what they want. I'd like to, be nice to be able to get that honey, but I don't have any way of getting it. So I should stick it in that hive over there. This one here is totally full. But again, they're munching down on it. They're not saving this. So I don't know if this is the right way to do this, but I really don't know any other way. I'm sure somebody will tell me I'm doing it wrong, but all I want them to do is get in there with the queen and try to enjoy their winter. So we're gonna put this on here, and then hopefully they'll make it down in here. So these guys can still get in and out of here, because this one has holes on it where the other one doesn't have any way for them to get out. So I'll let them, we'll see what happens. We'll let these guys do their thing tonight, figure out if they're gonna go in with the queen, whether they're gonna eat the rest of that honey, what they're gonna do. But we'll just give them some time, let them do their thing. And that actually wasn't too bad. The worst part was the damn ants. So, but we'll just keep feeding them through the winter, you know, get them, see what they can do. And this probably isn't a good idea, because we do have probably some robbers around right now. Everybody's looking for food. So I should put something in front of that one to kind of reduce them going in and out. That way, if robbers do show up, they're not killing my hive. But I think that's probably it for today. Like I said, I'm probably not doing the right thing here, but not really sure how to get them out of that flow hive system. So we'll just see if they're interested in getting to the queen, and hopefully they are. And here in a couple hours, they'll go in there and find her and be ready for winter. And I'll get all this stuff cleaned up. Try again next. All right. Thanks for watching. It's been a busy day. I think I'm good today. We'll see what happens. I'll come back out here later this evening and check and see what's going on. And hopefully it works out the way that I think it's going to, but a lot of the times it doesn't. So, but appreciate you guys watching. Remember, come grow with it.